What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode. Coach Joe here with Heartletics.com, and this is 5 minutes of fitness. And for today's episode, I just want to give you guys some inspiration, give you guys some motivation, because here's the reality. Wherever it is that you're trying to get to in terms of your health and fitness journey, it's going to be hard. There is going to be struggles, there's going to be pain, there's going to be suffering, but at the end of the day, that is what's going to make it all worth it in the end. Now, here's the thing. Most guys, they're not tough enough. They don't have that thick skin. And so when times get tough, hey, they typically throw in that white towel and give up. I don't want you to be that guy. I want you to have massive amount of success in terms of reaching your goals, but also sustaining your goals. And in order to do so, you got to have the proper mindset, baby. So let me share with you guys the reason why, okay? And the reason why has everything to do with your why. And your why is what's going to help you during the hard times, because this is going to be your driving force. So when it comes down to motivation, there is push motivation and pull motivation. Push motivation is like, oh man, my coworkers picked on me because I got, this dad bod, right? The beer belly, the man boobs, right? They're picking on me. I want to lose some weight. Well, that's okay. But at the end of the day, like a pull motivation, right? Instead of that push, like when your coworker's picking on you, right? That pull motivation might be like, hey, your doctor tells you that you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, maybe even type 2 diabetes. And you realize here that you need to make a change to better your health. Maybe a pull motivation is, hey, I want to make sure I'm leading better by example. I want to make sure that I'm creating sustainable habits, not just for myself, but for my family. Maybe a pull motivation is you want to have more sustained energy, so that way you can keep up and play with your kids. So that way, instead of you just coming home from work and sitting on the couch drinking a beer watching Netflix, hey, you can actually be active with your kids and also creating those better leadership skills and creating better habits. So that way they're not sitting at home on their tablets and watching TV and, just not following through with being active at all. Hey, that is a different type of motivation. That's a pull motivation. So this is what I want you guys to do. Because I promise you that if you do this simple exercise, it is going to help you out tremendously, especially when life throws you these curveballs. And here's the thing, life's always going to throw you curveballs. You should know that by now. Like, that's the inevitable, right? So at Heartletics, what we focus on is really helping somebody figure out a why. And we don't mean just lose weight. We mean really breaking it down. The more you can ask yourself why, and get to the root, right? Get to that surface, right? Like really underneath it. That is what's going to help you out, because that is what's really going to be your driving force, especially when times are tough. So let's say, hey, you want to lose some weight. Well, maybe you want to lose 20 pounds. Ask yourself, why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Well, maybe it's so that way you have, more energy to play with your kids. Well, why do you want more energy to play with your kids? Well, that way you can make sure that you are leading better by example. And also at the same time, maybe you want to create better memories with your family, so that way, hey, you can make sure you're doing your role as a busy parent, right? But also at the same time, being there, being active with the kids. Well, why do you want to do that? Well, maybe you grew up and people picked on you and made fun of you because you were overweight growing up in school because you weren't active as a kid. So you can see in here that deep-rooted why that got a little bit lower, right? It wasn't just surface level, it was losing weight. Now it's really underneath the surface, right? And this is called peeling back the layers. So continue to ask yourself why. So maybe the root of the surface is you want to lose some weight, but underneath everything is like, hey, you really want to lose weight because at the end of the day, you got picked on, you got made fun of, maybe growing up in school, and you don't want that to happen to your kids either, because you realize that hurt you when other kids were bullying you and picking on you and making fun of you, and you want to do your job to nip it in the bud and be a successful parent, right? A successful father figure to lead better by example, so that doesn't happen to your kids as well, and you want to be able to lead better by example. So at the end of the day, guys, life's always going to throw you curveballs, but if you just continue to have that deep-rooted why and peel back the layers and get a little bit uncomfortable, I promise you this, that deep-rooted why is going to be that pull motivation rather than push motivation and really help you out during the hard times. Guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's 5 minutes of fitness. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace out, Girl Scouts.